Well, as you mentioned at the beginning of the show, Bishop Reed, we have Jennifer Sharpe with us and the Mass in the Manger book you're holding right in your hand. And Jennifer joins us now. Thank you so much for being with us, Jennifer.
Yeah, thank you for having me. I'm excited to talk with you about the book today.
Let's get right into it. Maybe if you could talk, you've written several books, but talk about the idea for putting this together and why you decided to do it.
Oh gosh, I think the original reason why I started thinking of writing this book was really from my own personal prayer times during the Christmas season, and with Lectio Divina, reading about the wise men and making their journey to see the baby Jesus. It reminded me of my own journey coming into the church. I'm a convert, and it just reminded me of that, the way that Jesus draws us in, and I just started seeing more and more parallels that could be made. And I thought this could be a wonderful way to help children connect with Jesus in the Eucharist by comparing it to that story of Jesus, his incarnation, the way that he came into the world so long ago on Christmas.
You know, I just read the book right before the show, which didn't take too long, thankfully, because I'm a speed reader. But Ascension Press, their special section for kids is providing this book, and you have done the hard work of creating it. And I love how when you open the book, each page tells the Christmas story or part of it. And then when you open the third page on each page, it makes the relationship of Jesus coming in the manger to his coming to us on the altar. What has your experience been with young people, kids who have seen this book and read it? Are they making that connection that you so want them to?
I think so. I've had pretty good feedback so far. And like you were saying, so it's like a flat book. So you see the Christmas scene on the front, and then when you open it, you see that mass scene there, and you make those parallels. I think that really does help because like who can resist a baby, right? Baby Jesus. And that's such a familiar image for Catholic children. And so I think helping it become a reality by connecting, Jesus in the Eucharist, the real presence of Jesus, connecting that with how he really was dwelling with us so long ago in the incarnation. I think that's helping kids to make those connections, which is so important.
And we were seeing pictures of the beautiful illustrations in the book as well. Could you maybe if you could, Jennifer, take a little piece of the Mass and maybe talk a little bit about that and explain it through the words and rhymes, just to give people a little taste of what's in the book?
Sure. So like the climax of the book would be like in the Mass, obviously the climax of the Mass is during the consecration when Jesus actually comes down to be with us, to visit with us. And so in the book, you'll see that on the page, you'll see in the Christmas story, the shepherds are tending their sheep. It's the birth of Jesus, and the angels come and they're singing and announcing Christ is coming. And the text says that the shepherds rush to see. They're just so excited and filled with anticipation about this Messiah they've been waiting so long for, and they rush to see the baby Jesus. And then when you open it, I compare those the angels singing with the bells that the server rings. So the server rings his bells, and then you see the children in the picture, and they're looking up at the host being held up, and they're seeing those connections between the angels singing and announcing the birth of Christ. And then on the other hand, Jesus is coming to visit us, and the bells ringing to announce his coming.
Now, you mentioned, Jennifer, that you're a convert to the Catholic faith. Did your conversion, the relative newness of your attachment to the church, provide any inspiration for this? Was it something that came out of your conversion?
Yeah, I mean, I grew up Protestant, devout Protestant, and then I converted in 2017. And the Eucharist was the thing that drew me to the church. Once I learned the doctrines of the Eucharist is when I thought, I can't go back. And there aren't very many places I can go forward and be part of that. And so that's how I ended up coming into the church. And certainly my spirituality is Eucharistic centered. So just like the other book I wrote for Ascension, the interactive Mass book is also all about teaching children about Jesus in the Eucharist. So that certainly is part of the inspiration for the book.
And if you could too, talk about children reading this book or having it read to them and how it can help with their imagination and inspire them with the senses that they're seeing the stories in the book as well, and how that can help in their Catholic imagination.
Yeah, I think Catholic imagination is so important because it allows you to use everyday objects in the story or people in the story to really connect. And it's an opportunity for the Lord to speak to you. So in the book, like I said, I use those interactive flaps. So that's sort of like a kinesthetic component. Then I also use rhyme. So that helps with an auditory component. And like you mentioned before, I have the images, which are very vibrant. And that also helps the children to enter into the story. So those three things together really help to activate their imagination, and it's an opportunity for the Lord to speak to them and show them more about our Catholic faith.
Jennifer, I just got this brilliant idea, or I think it's brilliant. I'm going to go online today and order some copies of this, and I'm going to give them out to some of the kids at our Christmas Eve Mass. What do you think of that?
I think that would be amazing, Bishop.
And what if other people want to do that? Perhaps someone who's watching TV right now says, I want to get a copy of that. In fact, I want to get a bunch of those for my nieces and nephews, my grandkids. Where do they go? How do they get it?
So they're going to go to www.ascensionpress.com/mass and manger. They can go ahead and look at the promo video and look at pictures of the inside of the book and find out all about it.
Jennifer Sharpe, we thank you so much for creating this great resource for parents and catechists and priests and bishops to give to kids so that they understand that Jesus is truly with us. He came in history, he comes in mystery in the Holy Eucharist, and we look forward to his coming again in glory. Jennifer, thank you so much, and to you and yours, a very Merry Christmas.
Thank you.
All right, God bless.